Mike, you coming up? Come on, bud. What about you, Rosie? What do you think? Is there room for everybody? Is this how we're going to do the show? Want me to get that pillow out of your way? There. How about that? Try that. Well, I guess we're ready. Hi guys, I'm Kristen. This is Rosie. This is our big pal Micah. So, on today's episode, I wanted to talk about, should dogs be allowed on the furniture? Well, as you can see, I have 2 dogs on the furniture with me right now. And my answer to this is always, it depends on the dog. It depends on the structure in your home. And it depends on who you are as a leader to your dog. So, both Micah and Rosie are incredibly soft, incredibly gentle, and respectful dogs. They have no attitude problems. They do not take advantage of anything else. If I were to sit down here, they would actually kind of look at me and wait for me to invite them on the couch. They don't just help themselves. They have no problems anywhere else in their lives, no aggression, no leash reactivity, no soiling in the house, no destructive behavior, nothing. So for dogs like this, I have no problem having couch time with them because they're very, very responsible with it. I can have Rosie with me on the couch when we're reading a book or watching TV, you know, for hours at a time, and I know she's not going to take that privilege and then turn it into control or manipulation somewhere else in her life. She's not gonna assume that because I allowed her on the couch that she gets to then control the house or push me around or be nasty to the other dogs. She's just not gonna do it. It's not in her personality, and she's just a super soft, sweet, sensitive dog. So for a dog like her, and a dog like Micah, who's very much the same. He's a greyhound in a gigantic body. I have 0 problems with them being on the couch. Now, I have some other dogs who are never allowed on the couch because they're irresponsible with the privilege. So, my dog Tyson, he has some uncomfortableness, or he struggles with territorial behavior. But because he has struggled with these issues, likely his whole life, because of all these little quirks about him, he never gets access to the furniture. Because if I ever give him one little millimeter of control, he takes it and he runs with it. You know, if I invited him on the couch one time, every time I turn around, he would help himself to it. He would not wait to be asked anymore or invited up on the couch. And that would lead into jumping on the counter. And then that would lead into jumping on me. And then that would lead into pulling on walks and scanning. And then that would lead right back into that old territorial behavior. They're all connected. With certain dogs, you can extend privileges knowing that they won't be abused or taken for granted. Like these 2, they would never take for granted the privilege of being on the couch and use it to manipulate and control in other situations. But a dog like Tyson absolutely would. So that's how I make the distinction between dogs that are allowed on the furniture and dogs that aren't. It's with these 2 dogs, it's an inherent personality. They're just not the type of dogs that are going to do that naughty stuff. Tyson is. So Tyson will never have access to the furniture. And then I have other dogs that sometimes I will invite them up, and then sometimes I'll go for a period of time banning furniture altogether. So one of my boxers, Louise, she's my 2 steps forward, 1 step back dog. So she's a wonderful girl, sweet, wonderful personality like these dogs, but she's got a little bit of pushiness to her. A little bit prone to brattiness if you're not staying on top of her. So she would, if I invite her up on the couch, one time, you know, the next day she may kind of push my leg and bump my leg and be a little bit demanding about coming on the couch. If I were to let her again, next time she would be helping herself to it. So there are times when I will invite her on the couch, but as soon as she starts to get demanding about it, then she goes for a period of time losing her couch privileges. And I only do that because I don't like pushy, demanding dogs. She never takes that privilege and turns it into any nasty, aggressive behavior like Tyson would. But she still has the personality trait for pushiness. So I don't even like that to rear its ugly head. So anytime I feel that, you know, that little inner brat is starting to creep up again, we have to tighten up the reins. We have to cut back on the privileges she gets. We have to kind of do, you know, maybe a week or two of strictness with her. You know, always crated, in command on the place cat or working type of thing. No free roaming in the house, just because she can be irresponsible with all of those privileges. So most of this is really about the inherent personality of your dog, the level of training that you have done with your dog, and also just knowing your dog, like knowing the dog that you have. Micah and Rosie here, I could do everything wrong with them in the world and under the sun, and I would never get myself in trouble with these two. They're just inherently beautiful, sweet dogs. Tyson, if I slip for even a millisecond with him, we will be in deep trouble because his serious aggression would come back full force. He always lives under tight wraps to keep him safe and to keep everybody around him safe. Now, my boxer Louise, she would get annoying, but if I wasn't strict and firm with her, we wouldn't really get into trouble, but she would be pushy and annoying for sure. So yeah, it's just about knowing the dog that you have. All right, guys, thanks for watching.